Shalom to the Heavenly Father's elect of the household of faith out of the nation of Israel. All respect, honor, glory, and praises is forever due unto Abanawa, Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahushai, Waha, Rechaha Kodash. Giving double honor, which goes out to the venerable apostles and elder bishops and Zaquanium, which rule and teach Yasha Alawel through the Spirit, out of Great Millstone GMS. Okay, double honors unto them. Alright, laboring in this word and doctrine, and there are our true teachers for the nation of Israel on earth today, whether you accept it or not. And their salutations to the hopeful elect out there noising this gospel abroad and lifting up the standard of Yahweh, Yahushai, wherever they are located at, in sincerity and in truth. Abba Ratazah, which means Father willing, so Father willing, this lesson is edifying. So we have the current president of Kenya, William Ruto, right, pushing cashless society. He's been in office since the 13th of September 2022, and he's the 5th president of Kenya. And the political party he's in is the United Democratic Alliance. All right, I'll play this clip. It's facebook.com from Mutambai TV's post. Mutambai TV 1 day ago, so it's recent. Right, today's Wednesday, the 29th of July 2026, the year of sellouts, apostates, and agents. All right, and yeah, the Lord is speeding up these prophecies. So I'll play this clip. Let's listen to it. In fact, I'll put the link to this webpage that I'm on in the description box beneath so you can see it. And I've got another article which I'll put in the description box underneath as well so you can view that too. All right, and it's going into the same thing pretty much. All right, before I go further, let's get this. This is a disclaimer, copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976. Allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, and research. Fair use is a use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. Non-profit, educational, or personal use tips the balance in favor of fair use. Okay, so I'm not making no money off of this. Okay. All right. It's strictly for education purposes and edification purposes only. All right. So I'm not making money off it. All right. So let's see if this will play. Lord willing, it does.
50,000 digital jobs. These are not just figures. These are people. And I'm very proud that in the last 3 years, we've scaled things up around the digital space. And it started with us as government. When I came into office, I said, we are a tech society. And therefore, we must move all our government services into a digital platform. I can proudly say today, 3 years down the road, that we had 350 government services on the digital platform. Today we have 25,000. And shortly, every government service, I think we are approaching 85, almost 90% of government services. Shortly, we will clock 100,000 government services. We also moved government payments. You know, people used to pay government services in cash and in other forms. Today, we have moved all government services to be paid on a digital platform. Again, because we are a tech society. And for us to continuously improve on our human capital, which I have built, that it is the single most important asset that we have as a nation, our human capital. It is the reason why consistently we have invested in education, training, especially all the way to our TVETs and to our universities. If you check, this morning, we have advertised for another 20,000 teachers to add on to the 100,000 that we have already hired. Why? Because education is central to us equipping our human capital with what it takes to make them the best qualified asset that we have as a nation. As I talk to you, in Parliament, we have amendments to the Higher Education Loans Board program, again, that will now make it possible. And I said before, I will repeat again, it will now make it possible for every student placed in our TVETs and in our universities to get full funding for their courses.
Yeah, so you heard that. I'll leave it there. Okay. Facts. Let's go from there to Book of Sirach. Alright, because we're heavily, indulged in prophecy, Bible prophecy, okay, which is the testimony of Yahushua, the spirit of prophecy, okay. So this ain't done on purpose, what you see going on. Book of Sirach, chapter 39, verse 1. But he that giveth his mind to the law of the Most High, and is occupied in the meditation thereof, will seek out the wisdom of all the ancient, and be occupied in prophecies. He will keep the sayings of the renowned men, and where subtle parables are, he will be there also. He will seek out the secrets of grave sentences, and be conversant in dark parables. Yeah, so we're occupied in prophecies, alright? Everything in society, the government, everything you see is all, turning to this cashless digital world. This is biblical prophecy, and it's a global thing. So if you don't believe this, then that's on you. Okay, we're not losing sleep or anything like that. All right, that's just the lot that you're in. Let's go to the book of Romans, chapter 3, verse 3, and it reads, "For what if some did not believe? Shall their unbelief make the faith of Yahweh Bahasham Yahushai without effect? Yahweh forbid. Yea, let Yahweh be true, but every man a liar, as it is written, that thou mightest be justified in thy sayings, and mightest overcome when thou art judged." Exactly. So for you scorners and scoffers out there, just because you don't believe it, I don't believe in that. And I'm just gonna keep living forever. I think things are just gonna be the same forever. The way things are, yeah. All right. If that's the mindset you have for you scoffers and scorners, man, then shame on you. That's on you. Look at what's happening anyway. It's evident. If you can't see it, then you just daft at this point. See? So just because you don't believe it doesn't mean that it won't come to pass. The whole system is transitioning over to a cashless digital system globally as we speak. Scoffing is very naive at this stage in the game. You have to ask yourself, why are they going cashless? Why are they going digital? Why are they doing the things they're doing? All right. Why are they doing this? All right. Why would all these different countries be getting involved in this system? Ultimately, it's the will of the Heavenly Father, and this is all being set up for the MOTB system, the RFID CHIP. Okay, because all roads leads to the RFID micro CHIP. All right, and that's going to be issued all over the planet. See, the words of the Most High are faithful and true, so it doesn't matter to us whether you believe or not. All right. Yeah. So what will happen? Will happen. Facts. Bible prophecy. All right. So yeah, same thing. KBC.co.ke. Ruto, education remains foundation of Kenya's digital transformation agenda. So these blasted ads, man. All these other ways, just saying. Yeah, July 28th, 2026. Ruto says the country's future prosperity depends on producing globally competitive talent capable of driving the digital economy. President William Ruto has reaffirmed the government's commitment to making education and technology the central pillars of Kenya's transformation. The president said the country's future prosperity depends on producing globally competitive talent capable of driving the digital economy. That's what and this is what the elites are pushing towards anyway, and they want to put C-hips in people. Okay, it's all about control, utter control, tracking and tracing people, right, and having their info like that. Speaking at State House, Nairobi, during a ceremony to honor Kenyan winners of the 2026 Global Hawaii ICT competition and launched the 11th edition of this contest, President Ruto said Kenya's remarkable performance on the global stage demonstrates that the country is steadily emerging as Africa's technology and innovation hub. He said the event was more than a celebration of academic excellence, describing it as a powerful affirmation that Kenya is steadily positioning itself to compete and lead in the technologies that will define the future global economy. The future will not belong merely to those who master today's technologies. It will belong to those who imagine, invent, and build the technologies that the world has not yet conceived, the president said. Kenya emerged among the top performing countries at the 2026 Global Hawaii ICT competition. After all, 3 university teams reached the global finals in Shenzhen, China. The country's biggest achievement came when the Cloud Track team won the grand prize. Kenya's first since joining the competition in 2019, the Network Track team secured second prize, while an all-women computing team from Jomo Kenyatta University of Agriculture and Technology earned second prize in the prestigious Women in Tech Award. Other winners are Franklin, a lecturer at Machakos University, together with Denzel of Multimedia University, Robert of Kenyatta University, and Joy of the Cooperative University of Kenya. Their area of expertise is in networking, cybersecurity, and wireless technology. Yeah, you got AI as well. Okay, they're constantly pushing robotics, right? People's jobs are being replaced. So we're not ignorant to Satan's devices whatsoever. Okay, let's go to Revelation chapter 13, verse 16. We know this, all right, and it reads, "And he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a charagma in their right hand or in their foreheads, and that no man might buy or sell, save he that had the charagma, or the name of the beast, or the number of his name. Here is wisdom. Let him that hath understanding count the number of the beast, for it is the number of a man, and his number is 666. That's right. Okay. So all roads leads to the digital all. You won't be able to buy and sell without that mark, that physical mark, right? That electronic device. Cash will be done away with soon. All right. Okay. Of course, there's the AI stuff still going on. All right. People getting C-hipped. Okay. A heavy persecution is coming, man. All right. AI will be messing with our videos. All right. Cyborg, transhumanism. All right. Why on earth, would they not have a C-hip? They put it in. They've shown you in films and TV shows and cartoons. And showed you themselves. Predictive programming. At this point, like I said, mocking and scoffing, it's just asinine. Especially when you've actually come across the information and it's facts. And you've been told about the information, you've heard it, you're in the know. Really is daft. But digital IDs will continue to be pushed. The New World Order agenda, the satanic New World Order agenda of the elites, the Amalekite international banking families, Rothschilds, Rockefeller, DuPonts, Oppenheimers, etc. All right, who run this entire system. Right, they're getting up in age, so that agenda is still going to be pushed, right? And they will C-hip a lot of people. Okay, ultimately, Yahweh Shemashai will put an end to their wicked reign soon. Okay, take them out of power completely. Yeah. The Kenyan president is 59 years of age as well. Okay. Look at this. 2 Texas men plan to invade Haiti and wipe out all men so they could enslave women and children. Perpetual hatred, man. That's E. But yeah. Also this from the portugalnews.com. Put up on the 22nd of July this year. European digital identity wallet set to launch in 2027. I'll put the link to this article in the description box beneath as well. New voluntary system will allow EU citizens to store official documents digitally while giving users greater control over the personal information they share. European Union citizens are expected to be able to access official documents from their smartphones through the European Digital Identity Wallet, EUDI wallet, from next year, 2027. That's not far. We're nearly in August. Right, it's just a few months left of this year, which is going to go quick. You know, summertime goes quick, but you know, a lot of speeding up the times. Well, cutting the time short for the elect's sake, shortening the days for the elect's sake. See? Marking a significant step in the bloc's plans to simplify digital services across member states, as reported by 20 Minutos, or minutes, I think. EU countries have until the end of 2026 to ensure their systems are ready for citizens to begin adding documents to the digital wallet ahead of its wider rollout. You see? See where they're going with this, man? They're telling you. See, this ain't kept back, hidden from you. Alright? You got alternative sites that you can look at, and they're putting these things on mainstream news. Alright? And even news articles that you might not be really familiar with, but you can, you know, still come across easily. They're out. They're literally telling you. So they want you to be on that system, on that grid. The voluntary system is designed to allow users to securely store documents such as identity cards, driving licenses, and university diplomas, while enabling their digital identity to be recognized across all EU member states. And say greater control over personal data. One of the key features of the EUDI wallet is that users will be able to decide what information they share, with whom and for what purpose. Executive Digest reports. Instead of submitting a full copy of an identity document, citizens will be able to provide only the information required for a specific transaction. For example, a business could verify that a customer is over 18 without accessing their full name, address, or other personal details. You hear that? According to Funditech research, the system could also reduce the number of copies of personal documents stored on company and government servers, limiting unnecessary exposure of sensitive information. Gonzalo Alvarez, director of Funditech research, said the digital wallet could become an important tool in reducing the widespread storage of identity documents beyond citizens' control. Restricting each transaction only the necessary information could also help minimize the amount of personal data shared online. We got banking, health, and public services. If you want to read more, again, I'll put all the links to these web pages in the description box beneath. You see where they're heading with things, man. All right. All about gradualism, bit by bit. Moves are being made in the background. Moves are being made. All right. They ain't doing away with this, man. They're gonna continue to push it. And we've got the receipts. It's evident. This is the book of Luke, chapter 12, verse 32. Words of Yahushua, as you can see, it's in red, so it's out of his mouth. Fear not, little flock, for it is your Father's good pleasure to give you the kingdom. That's right, man. The prophecies are speeding up, right? This is not a time to be fearful, okay, but to, you know, grow in the Lord, right? The kingdom of E is going down, the so-called WHITEMAN. Okay, man. He's going down, man. You can see it. They're struggling out here, man. They're doing bad. That's good, man. I love to see that. So homeless, perceived to be an E, homeless E. You know, one's out and about, city centre. That's good. He says something about nobody has a heart. I'm like, I'm sorry. I'd love to see E suffer, man. I'd love to see it. It also, you know, all these things we see taking place, man, that serves as a faith booster too. The Chiragma is around the corner. Alright? So anyway, with that, I'm going to say shalom to the Lord's elect. Alright? Of the household of faith, out of the nation of Israel. In closing, Kal Halal Yahweh, Bahasham Yahushai Waha Racha Kodash. Tawada for tuning in. All right, and a bad bubble.